What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel, and I hope you all are doing great. As you can see, we're on the Tiermaker once again because we're doing the tier list. After spending so much time testing all these players, we are back once again with the tier list videos just like we did for the Team of the Season event. Just like Team of the Season tier list, we're doing the same budget categories. And today we're going to rank all these Aqua vs Inferno players that cost between 300 to 450 shots. Actually, not between, because there is no in-betweener. They either cost 300 or 450, unlike Team of the Season event, which even had players that costed 400 shots. And before I give my review about these players and start ranking them, you guys should know that the criteria is a bit different than before. Before the update, there were 3 main points in the criteria. The first one was head-to-head performance. The second point was shots to over ratio. And the third criteria was effectiveness of prime. But since the new update has introduced a new system where we don't have to use our active lineup to play in head-to-head, we can make multiple lineups and use them in head-to-head without sacrificing our main lineup. That way we can still compete in our leagues with our main lineup, which is the highest over. So with that change, we don't have to consider effectiveness of prime, but we will consider the versatility of a player because that is more valuable now. So without any further ado, let's start our tier list video. As you know, I always start ranking with the similar positions. So first of all, I'm going to rank the strikers. We got Dobik and then we got Marcus Thuram. I guess we don't have any other striker here. Yep. So where do we want to rank these two guys? If I talk about Dobik, then he's I think a bad striker, especially in the current meta. He doesn't feel smooth, his pace is also not that good. Physically he's really good, he's got decent height, and his weak foot is also decent, but he's got bad stamina as well as a bad skill move. And especially for this meta, you need to have strikers with decent skill moves. Strikers with 3-star skill moves are just not gonna work for this meta. Before the update, we could use some strikers with 3-star weak foot who had decent pace, and then we would just need to use the skill stun, and those strikers would perform extremely well, especially in terms of stunning the defenders, and they could get past the defenders quite easily even with low stats. But Dobik is just not that guy, and especially for 300 shots, he cost 106 and his performance is quite bad in my opinion, and that is the reason he's going straight in the C tier. And then we got Thuram. Let's talk about this guy because it's quite an interesting option we got for 450 shots. So basically he's not the cheapest 107 you could get from this event. On paper this guy is not that bad. He's super tall, he's got crazy pace. Not crazy like 120 plus or anything, but 123 pace is still quite good for a striker. Especially for this meta where you need your strikers to be really quick and agile, which this guy is not. His dribbling is not that good and he doesn't feel smooth at all because he's got a towering height of 6'4". His weak foot is quite nice, but with the 3-star skill moves, I think this guy is going in the B tier because you're paying 450 shots and you're not getting a striker that has at least 4-star skill moves. And I don't know how much I have to stress this, but your attacker should have at least 4-star skill moves because lane change is crazy OP, and if you're not using that, or in other words you don't have a striker or an attacker that can utilize that skill move, you're missing out on a big opportunity to get past the defenders, do some magical zigzags and score some beautiful goals. So I think for that reason, Thuram is going in the B category. Next up, let's talk about the 2 CDMs that we've got. We've got Stiller and then we got Gundosi. And let's talk about Gundosi for a second because this guy is absolutely incredible. I was quite surprised by how smooth this guy is. Even though he's super tall, he still feels quite incredibly smooth. His pace feels decent, his towering height really helps him do his defensive duties quite well. His passing also feels quite decent. Defensively and physically, he's really solid. But as I was saying, he feels quite smooth. His dribbling feels decent, he's got 4-star skill moves, which is quite rare for a CDM, so having a CDM with his ability is quite the advantage you have in this current meta. where brute defending is not all you need for your CDM. You also need him to control the midfield and provide decent passes. And for that reason, I think Guendouzi is going in the S category. Even though he cost 450 shots, he's still a really good choice. And for Steeler, I think I'm going to keep him in the A category because this guy is not really that good in terms of defending. His main strength is passing, so you would think that he should play as CM. And he can play as a CM too, but the problem is that he's got really bad shooting. So if you're playing him in a CM position where other than controlling the ball, you know that your CM is going in the attacking positions and he's going to be in some positions where he would need to shoot. This guy is going to be a pure disappointment. Other than bad shooting and mediocre pace, his control is quite amazing. His passing is also super accurate. So I think for all those reasons, Steeler is going in the A category. Next up, we've got two left backs, and we've got Gonzalo Inacio and then we got Andy Robertson. And I think I am going to put Gonzalo Inacio in the S+ category because this guy is superb. On paper, his pace doesn't seem that much because he's got 109 pace, but trust me guys, this guy is such an incredible defender that you're not even gonna notice that he's got such low pace. His defending and physical are on par with some of the mid-tier center backs. Plus, he's got medium-high work rates, so he's like a center back in your left back position. If you're playing in a formation like 4-2-4 where you don't need much left back or right back support, this guy is the perfect solution. He stays back, he's there to defend, and he's not gonna go forward, and he's gonna hold his position so well that even when you face counter-attacks or direct attacks, your midfield can be outnumbered, but this guy is going to hold his position so well that you won't have to be worried that the opponent is going to exploit the spaces because this guy doesn't leave any space behind. And that is why he is above Robertson. I think Robertson would be either A or S because he's still quite a decent option if you've got 450 shots, but honestly I don't see why you would spend this amount of shots when you've got Gonzalo Inacio who costs less and performs quite amazingly. Robertson is still going in the S category because this guy is also incredible. He's got great pace, so he can tail those fast wingers quite easily. But he cost 450 shots, so that's why he's going to stay in the S tier. So for the left back position, I think Gonzalo Inacio would be the better choice. If by the end of this event you have 450 shots and you don't want a defensive fullback, you want an offensive option like Robertson, feel free to go for this guy because there is no point in saving those 150 shots, and Robertson is offensively a better option than Gonzalo Inacio. But because you would want your fullbacks to defend better than they attack, I think Gonzalo Inacio is the better option. Next up, let's talk about Diallo. Diallo is going in the A category because he's quite fast, yes, but he lacks the shooting, he lacks the passing, like they're not his craziest aspects. The best attributes this guy is known for is his pace and dribbling. He feels incredibly smooth, but for the right winger position, I think this guy is not the right fit. Because even though he feels smooth, even though he's got great pace, his shooting is still going to disappoint you. We know that pace and dribbling attributes affect the players more now, but so does the shooting and passing attributes. And because this guy lacks enough shooting attributes, I think playing him at the right wing is not a smart choice. You could try him at the RM or probably the cam position, but even though he has cam as his secondary position, he doesn't have the playmaker trait, neither does he has enough passing attributes. So playing him in a formation like a 4-3-1-2 or 4-3-3 attack, this guy is not suitable to play even in those formations. If you really want some benefits from this guy, you have to give this guy some wider roles like playing him in the RM position or playing him in the 4-2-3-1 narrow formation as a cam on the right side. And I'm giving these opinions based on my personal tests. I did try this guy in different formations and 4-2-3-1 narrow formation was the only one where this guy did perform well for me. And with all these points in mind, this guy is going to stay in the A category. Next up, I'm going to talk about Julian Brandt. And I think I am going to put him in the A category as well. But he can be S2 because his shots to over ratio is quite good because he's a 107 who cost only 300 shots. If we talk about him as a cam, I think he shines quite well when he's playing behind two strikers. You can isolate someone like him in a 4-2-2-2 formation because this guy is not a robust or fast cam. He's a playmaker who can create really good chances. He's got a decent height as well, so he's somebody who can hold the ball quite well. Not to mention, he can also play decently at the CM position if you need an attacking-minded central mid. He's got a 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, decent stamina, and he feels really smooth as well. So in my opinion, he's a really good player if you want somebody to control your midfield, to initiate some attacks, and to launch some decent long passes to your strikers. This guy is going to do such an incredible job at that, and he cost only 300 shots. So Julian Brandt is going in the S category. He is totally worth it. Next up, let's talk about Leroy Sané. And I think Sané is also going in the B category, especially with the fact that he's an RM. He's not going to get any pace boost from any of his skill boosts, so that is a big bummer. Not only that, he's also just 106 for a 300 shots player, so he's just not the right choice for you. I don't think anyone's using LMs or RMs in their squads, and even if they are and they shift their formations in the head-to-head games, still this guy doesn't offer you much versatility. He might work a little bit better at the cam position because he's got decent passing and he feels smooth as well, but still you won't get any extraordinary performances from this guy. His 3-star weak foot is also a big bummer because it really puts off some passes, and it is also very bad for shooting. So for those reasons, this guy is going in the B category. Lastly, we've got Fernandes and Bernardo Silva. I'm going to put Bernardo Silva in the S+ category because this guy is absolutely incredible for a 107 who only cost 300 shots. Bernardo Silva is not your typical box-to-box CM. He's not really good at defending, even though he does make some interceptions and he can do tackling as well. But the best thing about this card is his incredible ball control and his passing. His passes are incredibly accurate. Whether you're trying grand passes or the lob passes, they are super accurate and they're going to reach your players no matter where they are. About his dribbling is also quite amazing. Having 4-star skill moves is also a really good benefit. You can perform decent skill moves, and I think it is a must-have for attacking CMs. Bernardo Silva offers you incredible control in your midfield, and it's really difficult to take the ball off him because even though he's small, the ball sticks to his feet like glue. Other than his midfield attributes, his shooting is also amazing. His long shots and power shots are very accurate, and his finishing is also decent. So I think he's the best attacking central midfielder for this price. If I talk about Fernandes, then I think he will be going in the A category because for a 107 who cost 450 shots, his shooting is not good enough to be a box-to-box central mid because he's got high work rates and he's going to get involved in the attack a lot. And lack of shooting is just not helping his case. All of his other stats are 100+, but just over the surface and not too high. And he does offer you some decent box-to-box performances, but I would still think Bernardo Silva is the better option, and if you had 300 or even 450 shots, I think you should still go for Bernardo Silva. And that wraps up today's tier list video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more tier list videos coming for other players as well. And just like the previous tier lists, these are also open for debate and discussion. So if you got any views or any comments, don't hesitate to leave them down in the comment section. If you have already subscribed to the channel, don't forget to join my Discord server as well. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.